Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. It is, of course, the 4th of January, 2023. Tonight, we're going to be talking about James Gunn. Can we trust him? It's a question that I have. It's a real big question that a lot of us are asking right now because we don't know. Can we trust James Gunn and his plans for the future of the DCU? As well as Dave Bautista throwing some shade at The Rock, Gran Turismo, Evil Dead, and, of course, a big expose on The Last of Us. Hollywood After Dark without a musical intro because I'm a moron starts right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. I totally forgot to bring in the intro music, and by the time I caught it, it was already too late. And it is what it is. It's how it goes. You know what? It's not a perfect world, folks. But I try. Man, what a day it has been. Sorry for the few-minute delay. I decided to kill a little bit of time over on Mad Max the Mandalorian's channel, and of course, it all goes to shit as it usually does. So, proceed with caution, folks. But it's always fun to bicker with the chat. Not so much fun to have a person brought in, told not to fight you, picks a fight, then you both get kicked, and then he gets let back in. I mean, hey, priorities for channel memberships. Am I right or am I right or am I right? I'm right. But that being said, folks, there's a lot to get to tonight. All right. Donovan here quickly brings up a quick thing about Argyle, saying, did you see what I sent regarding Argyle? Apparently somebody found out that the name of the character that Dua Lipa was playing. I did see it, briefly. I didn't get the chance to really look at it because I was out doing deliveries tonight. That is just kind of how it goes. But I think we're going to find out more soon, very soon. Ralph Double Tits here says the Flash promo leaked showed all the spoilers. Did it? I know that it was up. I haven't watched it yet. I've seen clips of it from when it first leaked, but not the whole presentation. So I'm definitely not going to be playing that on stream, but it might be something worth doing that there. Dave asking, are you sure that you're not stirring the pot? Well, I do like to stir the pot, but normally I don't engage unless I'm personally attacked. And that's usually when that happens. So I fight back. I don't care if it's a chat or not. I will always do that. I will always do that. Vin Frost asking, what about that Evil Dead Rise trailer? I've got that queued up here. I've also got the Gran Turismo trailer, the based on a true story Gran Turismo trailer. What can I say on that one? We'll get to that here in a second. Ryan Hartwell with a $5 super chat kicking off the night. Thanks, buddy. Says, I'd like to show you this animated short called Welcome to Hell by Erica Wester. It's dark but surprisingly wholesome. Less than 10 minutes. Yeah, send me on Discord, and we'll check that out there. Garrick asking, are we gonna talk about The Rock throwing shade or Dave Bautista throwing shade at The Rock? Yes, we are. I was gonna cover that this morning, but unfortunately, other things happened. Ralph here. Look, man, I'm always gonna cover The Rock, okay? Because I'm always gonna be proven right when I talk about The Rock. And there's an article in Variety today. We got to talk about it. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. Rational here for 5. Thank you very much. Says no picking and choosing, but it needs to be a hard reboot. Fans will be pissed off if Gunn keeps Gal, Ezra, and Levy, but not Cavill. That is true. There's a lot to talk about with that. We will get to that as we get to that particular topic. Like I said, there are a couple things to discuss. Chan here says that without the music, that just felt empty. I know it felt weird to me too. I normally have to bring up a video clip and have it prepped and ready to go. I thought I had already got it. I didn't. I have other things that I set up, and then I'm not a fan of it either. I'm definitely not a fan. The music is good. The music is definitely good. The Music Man here says the Flash promo art looks like shit. I saw it. I haven't brought it up. On stream, but it looks pretty bad. A lot of people out there just not a fan of that. Yes, let's trash The Rock. Let the hate flow through you. There's that. All right. Did you know the menu is already on Disney Plus? I mean, not state-wise. I know it's on HBO Max, which I probably have to get HBO Max again for this weekend because The Last of Us comes out and I have to watch it. Thoughts on the Evil Dead Rise trailer? Well, I have thoughts on the Evil Dead Rise trailer, And why don't we start off by watching the Evil Dead Rise trailer? We can do that real quick, talk about it before we jump into the main news of the night. And because I do have thoughts on it, and I want to see how you guys react, how we react together, because that's always part of the fun. Let's see. Ralph's Double Twister says 2023 and Jarbo's still talking about The Rock because they're still writing about The Rock. I'm sorry, I can't help what the trades report. I comment on what the trades report. It's kind of what I do. All right, it's kind of what I do. So there's that. All right, let's keep going. This is the Red Band. I hear the Green Band trailer is pretty good too. It has more story.
What's up, sis?
I had the most beautiful dream. It was the perfect day. And all I could think about was how much I wanted to cut you all open and then climb inside your bodies. So that we could stay one happy family.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother,
What is this, Danny?
I found it.
what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me.
Open up now.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing a big old kiss from you won't fix.
I'm getting us out of here. I promise.
You'd be a good mom someday, honey pie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know how to lie to kids. Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
What will be, will be. Will be.
So, I like it. I am definitely excited to see this. RJ here says, Jesus, that eye shit and the cheese grater. What about the part when she rips the chick's scalp off? That was fucked up. That was pretty brutal. I give lots of credit to that. There's going to be a lot of blood in this movie. You can totally see why they want to put this in theaters as compared to where it was originally on HBO Max. But at the same time, it doesn't feel Evil Dead to me. Right? It doesn't feel, maybe the trailer doesn't show the tongue-in-cheek dark comedy aspects. Even the original had a few moments that were kind of like that. It was played straight most of the time, but there was a couple moments in the original where you could get that sense when they were trying to do that a little bit here. This one comes across cynical and kind of like the 2013 movie where I enjoyed the 2013 movie. It went hard into it. And I appreciate that. But there's a certain, again, as a longtime Evil Dead fan, and I'm looking at the 4K copy of Army of Darkness that dude Vince got me a while back. I love these movies. This to me didn't necessarily feel the most like Evil Dead. The way I described it on social media, and I even said this over on Max's channel before the shit show, was that looking at everything, it comes across like the Screen Gems Japanese American, horror remakes that they made for America that Sam Raimi produced. And it feels like a bit of that, but again, I'm still going to go see the movie. It just doesn't really feel it for me. Donovan here says the book has teeth. It doesn't really feel like the Necronomicon. It didn't feel menacing. It just the book has teeth. I've seen that in other movies. I've seen that like, Harry Potter, I think, had that. In number 3, I think, had a book with teeth or something. I've seen that before. X Legion here for 5. Thank you, buddy. Says Evil Dead 2 is a requel / a remake / sequel. Bruce Campbell explained it in 2 minutes on YouTube. Oh yeah, no. We all know that Evil Dead 2 is he calls it actually on the cover of it might be maybe not on the cover of the box art, but the back of it. It does say like the mother of all sequels, and that's quoted by Bruce Campbell himself. So yeah, no. Like Evil Dead 2 is I think even better than the first Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead 2. I love Army of Darkness. I think it's going to do pretty good. But MCU Cheese Jokes here says this might flop. It looks too aggressive. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. That's an interesting take. Is something like this too aggressive for mainstream audiences? But then if you look at the success recently of like Smile, which I haven't seen, but I've heard is pretty good, or Terrifier 2, which kind of ran on the marketing tactic of actually being so violent that people passed out in theaters. I mean, people will rush to see a spectacle. So that is something that could potentially be a thing. But you're right. It does look pretty aggressive. I like it. I don't know. Ralph's Double Tits here says they just slapped Evil Dead on a demon movie. Kind of. I mean, like, again, even like the Deadites don't really feel like the Deadites. It just seems like it's like whatever. We'll have to wait and see it. Do I think that Bruce Campbell will make an appearance? No, he's already said that he won't. But then again, he did make an appearance in the 2013 movie in the post-credit scene. And I feel like where fandoms currently are right now is they don't want remakes. They don't want requels. What they want is a continuation to wrap up the storyline. I think that's what fans want. And I think that this movie might propel them to do that for better or for worse. I know Bruce Campbell has his issues with it, but I don't quite know. RJ here says, yeah, it doesn't feel like Evil Dead. It feels more like the 2013 remake movie, which is okay. That actually might turn off a lot of old school Evil Dead fans. The 2013 movie was fine. I liked it. I thought they did well with that. I thought Fede Alvarez did a good job directing it. But you're right. This one feels a lot like that. And that one just goes hard into the paint. So we're going to have to wait and see. Aladdin says, I don't think there'll be much comedy, just like in Evil Dead. I think the comedy might come from the gore. What I mean by that is our visceral reaction to the gore. You know, like the, oh my God, wow, whoa, wow. You know, I mean, like, holy shit. It's definitely something there to go check out. Is there a timestamp for the Max stream? Oh, hell, I don't know. Go back and like 1 hour 40 minutes, I think. Give that a shot. Maybe. MCU asking, does this have Sam Raimi's blessing? Yes, he's a producer on it. Garrick says, did I ever see Ash versus Evil Dead? I saw a little bit of it. I didn't have stars. So I didn't watch it. And I didn't pirate it. I saw like one episode at a friend's house and I liked it and everything else. And if I recall, the show did pretty well on Netflix when it came to Netflix. Netflix should have picked it up. Netflix should still pick it up. Or maybe Warner Brothers, HBO Max should pick it up now because this one's coming out through there. But of course, you know, Lionsgate owns Stars and who knows how the rights are going to work out with that shit. But it is going to be a problem. But I know the show was more tongue in cheek. And that's what I think a lot of fans are going to want is more tongue in cheek. This one, again, plays it straight, right hard into the paint. I think it's going to be a thing here. Garrick here says, I kind of wish you would have got Army of Darkness 2. I don't know what they would have done with that, so to speak. But it's going to be okay. I would like to see, again, anything with Bruce Campbell here. And Spherical Man says that it's currently on Netflix. All 3 seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead are on Netflix. Okay. Which is kind of funny because like it doesn't Stars like have its own VOD app or whatever. It just seems kind of weird to do that, by the way. Also, Command Unit, I did see your super chat, buddy, and we will get to that a little bit later. There's some stuff to watch after we get to everything tonight, so we'll go through it here. But okay, all right, on that one there, guys, thank you all so much. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this one. It drops in just a couple months, so we're gonna have more from there. As for asking me, did I see the Gran Turismo trailer? I did not, but I have it right here. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, we are so excited to tell you about our movie Gran Turismo.
This movie is made for the cinema.
It's a Sony PlayStation partnership. It doesn't get any better than this.
It's a movie based on a true life story.
With heart-pounding action, drama, it's a love story.
And it's badass race car action that you're gonna feel like you're in the middle of.
Body vibrating sound. The audience is gonna feel every jolt, every thrill of this racing at 200 miles per hour.
We're excited to share Gran Turismo with you exclusively in theaters.
Huh. Okay, so a couple things is, for one, they don't talk about what the story is. All right, so the story here is about a guy who plays Gran Turismo so well he ends up actually becoming a race car driver. That's apparently the true story. One thing I really did appreciate about what we saw was the fact that they're using drones for a lot of the overhead stuff. And that's how we're going to get a lot of really, really, really cool camera movements, is how those drones are going to be able to weave in and out from in between those cars, go up, go down, flip around, do reverse, do 360s or 180s with 90 degrees, whatever. They're going to be able to do all that stuff. We're going to be able to see all that stuff, and it's going to be pretty cool. Neil Blomkamp, I think, is a very visual and visceral director, as evidenced by District 9 having the lower budget, having to work within those confines. He's clearly grown better in how he does stuff with visual effects in regards to doing his own studio stuff, which is actually really good. And maybe one night on an After Dark stream, on the Hollywood After Dark, which is a channel membership stuff, we should maybe go through some of those. They're pretty decent. And I feel like there's, I just don't know. It's like, do you guys remember a couple of years ago, was it 2013, 2014, when Need for Speed came out with fucking like Jesse from Breaking Bad? You're like, okay, it's not a movie like that. And it's because they didn't touch upon what this movie was. They're like, it's a true story about Gran Turismo. What? Huh? With that, and like not really telling us anything about it. I don't know. I don't know. Does this one need to be seen on the big screen? I can't tell you that. If you're a car junkie, yeah, sure. I understand. If you're a car junkie, if you like racing, and racing is massively huge, not just in the States, but around the world, just different forms of it. I think people might go check it out. I think it's got to have, as far as compelling, I don't really feel like that was super compelling in regards to what we saw. It was only a minute. Give me a full trailer. The movie comes out later on this year. So there's all that. Garrick here says, out of all the PlayStation franchises, why Gran Turismo? Why not make a Twisted Metal or Infamous movie? Well, Twisted Metal is actually already wrapped up its filming of its first season, starring Anthony Mackie. That's going to be over there on Peacock. I think it's like 8 episodes. Dude, don't even get me started about how cool an Infamous movie would be. Or just a new fucking game would be great. I'd love to see that. But Gran Turismo is actually really popular, right? Like really, really popular. Let me just see here. Cause, Turismo, okay. So it's sold ever since the series debuted in 1997. Over 90 million units have sold worldwide for the PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5, and PlayStation Portable, making it the highest selling video game franchise underneath the Sony brand. That is why they are doing this, because 90 million copies of this game have been sold. But here's the thing. No one I know plays this. No one I know actually plays Gran Turismo. Because Forza, I know more people who play fucking Forza than play Gran Turismo. I haven't talked to anyone who's bought a Gran Turismo game in years. So it's clearly not the American audience that they are going to be going after. You know what I mean? That's kind of the thing with that, right? I'm just saying, that's my take on that one. At least there's an adaptation. The Gran Turismo film is actually produced by Mike DeLuca, apparently. Or maybe no, I was reading it wrong. My bad. Oh, no. Development of the film began in 2013 with Mike DeLuca. and Joseph Kosinski was going to direct. Kosinski just went on to go do Top Gun Maverick. But apparently, so in this one, this is based on the true story of Jan. Oh my God. Okay. I'm just going to bring up I'm just going to bring it up here on here so we can check this out real quick. Where's that at? Okay. So this is it right here. This is the page. All right. So this is the true story of Jan Mardenborough. And if I'm mispronouncing that, I do freaking apologize. But he is a British professional racing driver competing in the Japanese Super GT series. In 2011, he became the third and youngest winner of the GT Academy competition, beating 90,000 entrants. He was rewarded with a drive for Nissan at the Dubai 24-hour race. Subsequently, he competed in the F3 European Championship and the GP3 series, winning a race in Hockenheim. He also competed in the 24-hour Le Mans, finishing third in the LMP2 class in his debut 2013. Competed for Nissan Motorsports, blah, 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 blah. So, his personal life is he was, all right. Okay. So, Martin Burroughs had not seriously raced prior to entering GT Academy. Martin Burroughs' rise is unusual because up until 2011, at the age of 19, he had never seriously competed in motorsport. In 2011, Martin Burrow participated in the GT Academy. We did all that. The prize was a victory drive, okay? He scored third in his class. In 2012, he competed in the British GT Championship together with Alex Buncombe. He won the race and ended the season in sixth place with in the GT3 Championship. Moreover, he took part in rounds in the whatever. All right. So, again, this guy played Gran Turismo, right? This is okay. GT Academy was a television program run by Nissan and Sony, which provided an alternative route into real life motorsport. The GT Academy provided Gran Turismo gamers a chance to go from virtual to reality, from their PlayStation to a real life professional racing career with Nissan. So that's what they did, right? That's what they did. They decided that they were going to, take a bunch of kids and be like, this is fuck you, Jesus Christ. This is like the last Starfighter, but for fucking motorsport racing. Jesus, right? Some 19-year-old British kid, and I mean, hey, look, and I'm not throwing shade at this guy. Like literally that was you play the game, you clearly have mastered the reflexes needed to at least drive somewhat. They put you in, you come in third place in your series and you just build up your skills from there. That's actually a pretty cool story, all things considered. But still, you know what? Goddamn, right? Seriously though, what? I mean, here's my question though: do any of you guys actually plan on watching this? That's a question right there. Do you guys actually plan on watching this at all? Because I just feel like, it's just, sorry. There's just it's whole crazy to me. The whole thing's crazy to me. It's it's Jesus Christ. That's the thing. All right. A couple of quick supers to get to here. We got Command Unit for 2. Thanks, buddy. He says the only PlayStation IP I liked was Killzone. I liked Killzone. I really enjoy, I tell you this, the best Killzone that they made, and maybe you guys will agree or disagree. The best Killzone they made, in my opinion, was Killzone Mercenary. Love that on the Vita. And I still feel that the Vita should get a resurgence. I think Sony should ditch VR and bring back the Vita to compete with the Steam Deck and the Switch. Now is the time. Vita 2.0, man. I'd get it. I would. Honest to God, I'd get it. This is for 5. Thank you, buddy. It says Twisted Metal is it enough for me to pay for Peacock? The only thing Peacock has for me is original A-Team Exo Squad and the Knight Rider for free. You sir, love your Exo Squad. That is very true. I think that that Twisted Metal will be very fascinating to see how it plays out, to be honest. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I'm fascinated by it. Yeah, it might be reason to pay for Peacock for a little bit there. That could be something we're checking out 100%. Also, Garrick for 5 bones. Thanks, buddy. Says, which PS movie would you rather see? Little Big Planet, Resistance, Killzone, Wipeout, Jack and Daxter, or Sly Cooper? Well, I mean, didn't they do a Jack and Daxter movie? Or am I thinking of Ratchet and Clank? Right. I'm thinking of Ratchet and Clank on that one there. I think if you wanted to ask me what I really want out of all that, what I would love the most would be to see probably Resistance. Now, the reason why I say that largely has a lot to do with the fact that how do I say, I am like not the biggest fan of like platformers being converted into media like that. You know what I mean? Like, I just like to play it. Now, I know the Mario movie's coming out, and I've said that's going to make $1 billion. And I think these movies could do very, very, very well with their audiences because people out there are going to want to see it. But I also feel that in some particular fashion, what we're going to be looking at here is a movie that you want to bring in that audience. And I think Resistance and Killzone would be good. But, but you know what? Now that I think about it, a Wipeout movie? High intensity racing. I mean, like 0G racing, things like that. I do love Wipeout. That would be, you'd have to write a compelling story around it. You know what I'm saying? And I think you could. It would be a compelling story contained within the Wipeout universe, but it also probably end up being like cliche and tropey and things like that. But you'd be going for the visuals. And you'd be, it's going to sound really weird, but if you want to see something that I think could actually apply, get the Wachowskis. Look what they did with Speed Racer. And by the way, fuck you, Speed Racer is a great movie. I love that goddamn movie. But I'd like to see that. As for Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper, not too sure, to be honest with you. But it could be interesting nonetheless to see all that stuff. All right. And then Command You here says Killzone 1 is a timeless classic. Still looks good. I don't know if I'd say Killzone 1 is a timeless classic. I did like Killzone Shadowfall, the one that was a launch title for the PS4. I thought that was pretty good. As much as I like Horizon Zero Dawn, and I love the franchise because I think it's very beautiful. I think that they did a really good job with that. The fact that they actually killed the Killzone franchise in order to focus on Horizon, that didn't sit well with me. That didn't sit well with me at all, because they literally killed the franchise. They took it out back and they beat it with a shovel because they wanted it, it just drove me up the wall. Zachary here for 5. Thank you, buddy. Asking, do you think they'll ever make a Crash Bandicoot movie? Does Sony own the rights to Crash Bandicoot? I think they do because it was in Uncharted 4. They should make a Crash Bandicoot movie. I think Crash Bandicoot has enough of an audience. And the same with Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper. Maybe not so much Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper would be good as an animated series or like a limited animated show like on Netflix or something. But I think that they could do a lot with Crash Bandicoot, to really kind of tell a good story. It'd be like if Microsoft decided that they wanted to, with Rare, do a Banjo-Kazooie movie. Like that would be dope. And I don't know why they fucking won't. I think there's enough people out there who were fans of these products when they were younger that would take their kids to go see them. I mean, again, like it's kind of like, we were talking about this last night. I don't have the graphic up, but there was a lot going on with Disney Plus, for example. If you look at the top watched shows on Disney Plus, Simpsons #1, Bluey #2, and then some Marvel and Star Wars stories in between and everything else. But I was telling this to my girlfriend today, and I'm like, I read a report a while back that said a lot of the Disney Plus subscribers are single person households, no children in the household, single occupancy households. We're talking single individuals, right? Single people without kids who just like the Disney brand and what Disney has to offer. And those are a lot of the people that are sticking with Disney Plus. Kids are definitely going to want it for the legacy content and for the new content, but the older audience is going to want it for like the National Treasure stuff, the fucking Willow shows. I mean, the fact that Andor was on that list and almost nobody was talking about Andor really goes to show you that social media, for one, is not like as big of a draw as we should probably discuss it as. And two, there are a lot of people that just watch this stuff and they're not engaged in any of that shit. But also Bluey being #2 does not surprise me. Simpsons being #1 surprised me. I thought it was going to be Bluey. But Disney buying Fox for $70 billion, I think The Simpsons was a much bigger player in that game than I realized. Because, goddamn. And actually, to be honest with you, I've been meaning to go back through and rewatch all of The Simpsons. It is an idea that I have floated in my own brain of like, do I want to do a watch through and then like just individually review every episode on TikTok or something? That would be a journey. That would be a trek. that would be a commitment. And I don't really have a lot of time for that as it is. But speaking of commitments here, folks, because I do want to make sure I pimp this a little bit, I did drop today the Patio commentary lineup for this month. So January 6th, that's right, folks, this Friday, 2 days away, I will be dropping the episode on Oblivion. Following that up on Wednesday next week. So we're doing Friday this week, and then next week is going to be Wednesdays will be the official release date going forward. Battle LA, which is a fun movie. Found out some interesting stuff when I was researching it today. Prisoners on Jan 18th, because you gotta enjoy a good crime drama. And then I found this hanging out over on Netflix, The Mist, Frank Darabont's The Mist. Sadly, not the black and white edition, but it is the movie, and I love The Mist. So this is going to be the lineup for the month of January. A lot of good movies to check out here. I posted this on the community page here on YouTube. A lot of good feedback from people excited for what's going to be coming. And of course, if you guys want me to cover movies, we'll figure out a perk plan for the Patreon for the podcast going forward. So you guys can, choose if you want me to cover something specific or not. But we can also, if you guys are into it, and I'm just floating this out there, we can also figure out a way to do post discussions. If you guys like the movie, and we can talk about it on a stream or something or whatever about the episodes after they drop. Just an idea, just food for thought. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that one, because I am looking forward to diving into it. Like I said, I got my scripts done, and it's definitely good. Zachary asking, is this The Mist with Thomas Jane? It very much is. Spherical Man here saying, never seen The Mist. Here's the thing. Do not read anything about The Mist. Go on Netflix and fucking watch it. If you could watch the black and white version of that movie, I would recommend that over the color. The black and white version is amazing. It's amazing. But definitely check it out, dude. I love The Mist. Let's see. McLeod says, you're better off going back to Star Trek, the original series, and making your way forward to modern Trek rather than attempting your journey through The Simpsons. Yeah, you know what? JJ, there's a rumor today that JJ is in talks to direct Star Trek 4. I don't know. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But there's still a lot more to get through. You hated the ending of The Mist. Oh my God, the ending fucked me up. Jeffrey, I will be covering Running Man. I do love Running Man. Follow me, Christmas tree. Here's Sub-Zero. Now just plain zero. Oh, that movie is so fucking good. That I remember like renting it on VHS and then watching it and then going out and buying it because of how much I loved that movie. It's so good. MCU, man, you tried going through The Simpsons, but you failed. There's a lot to get to. I think you could easily make it to like season 12 before you kind of get a little bit of that fatigue. But seasons 1 through 10 are fantastic, with seasons like 3, 4, and 5, especially season 4 being absolute god tier. This is for 5. Thank you, buddy. It says Netflix Arcane killed it at the Emmys for animation, beating out Simpsons, Rick and Morty, and so on. Yeah, I need to watch that. I need to watch that still. I know 9 episodes. I got to get through it. It's definitely, the thing I got to get to here. Garrick here for 5. Sorry, I missed this, buddy. Says, which Xbox franchises would make a good movie? Gears of War, Fable, Killer Instinct, Perfect Dark, or Crackdown? Halo. I want the Alex Garland written Halo movie from back in 2007. All right, that's what I want. But outside of that, I think Gears of War is the most structured to a big budget spectacle. You know what? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see if I can actually find this clip. I don't know if I have it. I really don't know if I have it anymore. I really don't know. Oh God. So way back in 2005, I attended E3. I'm pretty sure I would have put it up on YouTube. You know what? Maybe not, because I know I did it in 2006, but the game came out in the fall of, what was it? No, it would have been 2005, because 2006 was a different year. I'm just see if I could find it here. I don't think I have it, but I did originally have footage. Yeah, I don't have it. Son of a bitch. Of oh no, it's not. I did have it. It's fucking shit. Cock ass motherfucker. Okay, So I went to E3 in 2005 and I recorded a bunch of it. This is before YouTube was even like remotely that big of a thing, right? And what happened was I had gone in to this room at the Xbox booth. I went to their party. I went to their opening night party, and they were running the Gears of War footage. And I remember recording it and I showed it to my friends, and like, it was great. I would love to see Gears of War. I know Netflix has got the rights to it. They're going to do it. Dave Bautista is openly campaigning for the role of the main character. And I think that's going to be of Marcus Phoenix. And I think that's great. As far as Fable goes, I love Fable. I think that would work better as a limited series versus a movie, just because the world of Albion is pretty amazing. I'm a big fan of that. Killer Instinct. I don't quite know, like, the Mortal Kombat movie sort of thing, Street Fighter. I mean, you have to really give it a good story on that one, but it could be fascinating if done correct. Perfect Dark, I like. Joanna Dark is such an interesting character, but again, it could be one that could be a movie or could be a limited series. Would you prefer Perfect Dark Zero or Perfect Dark? It would be Perfect Dark for me. I think the story is way better. Perfect Dark Zero kind of bored me. Interesting to see what they do with this reboot that's coming out, I think this year, but I'd love to see more Perfect Dark. And Crackdown is an animated movie, like as a cell shaded, maybe rotoscope animated movie, and go full balls to the wall. Like, we're talking Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like, creators just going full bore into Crackdown. Give me something crazy and make it Terry Crews led, and I'd be very happy with that. Be very, very, very happy with that. A lot of good stuff there, guys. A lot of good stuff to check out. I love video games. I really do. There's a lot of great stories. Spherical Man here says Fable should be a Netflix thing where it's a choose your own adventure show. Well, I mean, like, you could do that. Like, they did that with Bandersnatch. They did that with Boss Baby. They did that with Minecraft Story Mode. They've done that with a few different things. There is that new show Kaleidoscope, which you can watch like in any order or whatever. So yeah, there's definitely ways to go about that. Garrick here actually makes a really great point. The Rock seems like the kind of guy who would star in a Crackdown movie. And you know what? I think he would be okay in a Crackdown movie. I think he would. I absolutely think that he would. So it's something, I would be 100% supportive of that. Daredevil asking, what did I think of Bad Batch? I actually didn't watch it. When I got done with the stream last night, my 5-year-old was still awake, and I love her, but she had school in the morning, and I needed to get her to bed. So I couldn't watch Bad Batch because she would be asking me questions all the way through, and I wanted to watch it. So I didn't get the chance. I'll try tonight. I think she might still be awake. She napped a little later in the afternoon. That was my fault. Anyway, let's see. Did I ever see the Stephen King movie Thinner? Yes, I did. That movie, dude, that movie's fucked up, man. That movie's so fucked up. But yeah, I've seen Thinner. I think I even had it at one point on VHS, but yeah, it's a good film. I've only seen it once, but I saw it way back in the day. Wouldn't mind revisiting some old Stephen King movies. Andy here with the $6 super thank you, buddy. Did I ever do a commentary on Silent Hill? Saying, I like the movie very much. Good story, acting, got backlash for no reason at all. I have not touched the 2006 Silent Hill movie in a very, very, very long time. I don't know what backlash you're talking about. Every one of my friends who went to go see Silent Hill in theaters when that shit dropped walked out going, holy fuck, that was a good movie. Dude, when Pyramid Head grabbed that chick and literally like titty twisted her entire skin off and then threw it, was holy fuck, dude. That was amazing. I love that. Absolutely love that fucking movie. I didn't see the second one, but I do need to watch it though. Let's see. What's a film that I hate that everyone hates? That I hate that everyone hates? I mean, I don't know if I hate a film that everybody hates. I mean, there's like universally, I don't know. Like, I don't like The Last Jedi, but I've made that abundantly clear. I don't like Juno. I think was a really bad movie. Everyone seems to love that movie. I don't quite know. Maybe there's, I don't know. Let's see here. Rational says, Matt, Funkoland or Play and Trade? We never had a Play and Trade near me. So, but I've been to Funkoland, and I think Funkoland got bought out by, was it EB Games or whatever, which was then bought out by GameStop. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Jeffrey does bring up your Maximum Overdrive as a favorite of yours. Hell yeah. Here comes another bundle of joy, or here comes another load of joy. I still fucking love that goddamn movie. That movie fucked me up as a kid because I did not know what it was. And my stepdad had recorded it on tape. And I put the tape in the VCR. I was going to record something and I hit play. And it was the scene where the guy's in the arcade and the arcade just zaps the dude to death. And then like it cuts right over to the kids being killed on the baseball field by the fucking, by whatever it's called. I forget, like the smooth paver, whatever it is. And like it fucked me up as a kid. And then I finally watched it and I love it. I love Maximum Overdrive. I don't know that I don't get the hate for that movie. It's so much fun. Command Unit here for 10. Thanks, buddy. Says, Arma 3 Contact DLC TV series, military action horror detective show. The main protagonist is a U.S. military translator sent to a NATO training mission in Livonia. An alien show up and things get messy. Is that an actual thing or is that just an idea that you're putting out there? I think we checked out the trailer for the DLC. Is that something that somebody is making? Because that could actually be pretty cool little machinima. So let me know what you're talking about on that one. That's cool. Garrick here for 5. Thank you very much. Says, which Sega franchises would you like to see make a good movie? Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe, Jet Set Radio, or Altered Beast? Okay. So like, there's like, I feel all of them could be good movies. All right. I do. I feel all of them could be good movies. I love Crazy Taxi. Always enjoyed Streets of Rage. Echo the Dolphin was just it was a big thing back in the early 90s when Echo the Dolphin came out. Like if you had a Genesis, you had Echo. I never had a Genesis. So like I had to go play it at my cousin's house, but I've always loved Echo. But for me, like, honestly, like I always was drawn to Altered Beast. I just loved Altered Beast. I really think that would be a very interesting movie to make. Golden Axe, just for its fantasy stylings. I mean, like the side-scrolling brawler was always a lot of fun. I think the world would be very interesting. It definitely, like, an animated movie would be pretty good. Like, I could see it being done like in like an old Flash animation style. I know this seems kind of weird, right? Like it's kind of dating itself, but I still really, really, really enjoy it. And then of course, I think if you're going to do it, I think Jet Set Radio would be great. And I think that if it was from the guy who directed in Love, Death, Robots, it was the one where the chick is trying to run from the dude trying to kill her and she's naked. It was like episode 3 and volume 1. He did another one for volume 3. I forget what it was called, but like that kind of like hyper realistic animated style, like the frenetic energy of that, of the city of like, you know, rollerblading around and trying to outrun the cops and, you know, like the punk aspect to it, as well as all of the graffiti, the lights, the color, the design, the fucking soundtrack. Dude, you could do so much cool shit with Jet Set Radio. And if you fucked it up, man, people would be pissed. I love Jet Set Radio. I love Jet Set Radio, man. There's a lot of very specific. I'm a perv. I'm always a perv. I'm just saying there's a lot of good stuff there, man. I'll tell you the one Xbox One I want to see. All right. The one that you didn't mention, Garrick, that I think would be an excellent movie or show. Crimson Skies. I would love to see that. All right. I think that'd be fantastic. But Cloud here says, as much as there's a bazillion films like it, I'd love it if they made a Medal of Honor movie and bring Michael Giacchino back to score the film. Like he did with the Golden Age games. I mean, like, yeah, no, I mean, Spielberg produced the first Medal of Honor. That was a great game. That franchise definitely took a turn as time went on, but the original was really good. Command Union here for another 5. Thank you. Says the Arma 3 Contact DLC has a dope single player campaign. You have to deal with multiple factions, including the aliens, bandits, locals, and Russians. Oh, interesting. That'd be pretty good here. As for who, I don't remember enough about the cast to give you an answer to that one. Okay, I missed a free super chat. I'm sorry. You got to tell me where it's at. I got to find it now. I apologize. I really wish StreamYard would tell me this stuff. Let me just like, okay. Oh, Jess Mars, who's been a Prime member for 16 months. Thank you, Jess. Says, can we have a Captain N movie that would do better than Gran Turismo? I mean, Captain N would be pretty cool. If they did it right, if they did Captain N, it'd be perfectly right. And I think, look, I'll tell you this right now. I feel like Mario is opening the door to a larger Nintendo cinematic universe is what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be pretty great. Taylor here says, I want to see Road Rash, a Skate or Die. Fuck, dude, I just want a new Road Rash game. All right. Yeah, I would love to see a movie. I just want a new Road Rash game. We have been waiting for, I don't know why the rights have languished in the way that they have. I don't know why any of that's happened. We need a Road Rash game. Also, Skate or Die would be great. That was a lot of fun. Dude, give me a fucking Paperboy movie. I would take a Paperboy movie, you know, or a show. I mean, you have to come up with an interesting concept of it, but I think it could work. Oh, Garrett getting into some fucking deep cuts here. Okay. Which Capcom franchise would you like to see make a good movie? Ace Attorney, Lost Planet, Dino Crisis, Power Stone, Mega Man, Devil May Cry, or Dead Rising? Okay, so for one, they've done 2 Dead Rising movies for Crackle. By the way, Crackle no longer exists. So, or at least maybe they took it off Crackle or whatever. I don't know. Hard finding those things. But if they did a proper Willamette Mall, you know, Frank West, even if it was like, dude, even if it was like, was it Dead Rising Case Zero, right? It was the prequel to Dead Rising 2, and Dead Rising 2 was great. I love the first 2 games. Those would make really interesting and compelling stories, right? But would the general audiences look at that and just go, this is too similar to Dawn of the Dead? And I think that they would. It takes place in a mall. You know, they might think it's too similar. But at the same time, I love Dead Rising. Devil May Cry would be a very fascinating movie to see. I've never really got into the game itself. If they were going to do Mega Man, I want Mega Man 2. That's just kind of where I stand with it. I'd be okay. Power Stone, I never liked. Dino Crisis, dude, that should have been a slam dunk. That and fucking Lost Planet. Lost Planet's a really solid game. It cost a lot of money to make it, but it would be visually, I mean, beautiful. Those 3 games are great. Like, I mean, they get a little repetitive, but like the visuals are pretty fantastic. And Dino Crisis is just fun. Ace Attorney, didn't they do an Ace Attorney movie out of Japan? Didn't like Takeshi Miike direct the Ace Attorney movie? Like, I could be wrong on that, but I don't quite know. I'll have to keep going. I'll have to keep seeing on that one there. A lot of stuff there. Spherical Man says Contra. Hell yeah, dude. Contra. I'm totally. I'd love to see a Contra movie, man. That'd be great. McLeod here says, or maybe a Castle Wolfenstein film or series. Ooh, man. I would love it if they did the Wolfenstein. That was the reboot. I just really, really, really love those games. Not so much. The sequel wasn't as good. I didn't think it ended as well. Who should play Frank West? I thought that Rob Riggle playing Frank West in the Sony movies was a good choice, but like, I don't know. I mean, honestly, Colin Farrell should play Frank West. He's got like the ability to drop the line. I'm a journalist, you know, or no, I'm a journalist. I've been in wars, you know, like he could totally do it. Let's see. Make a Dark Souls movie. That would be a thing. James Cameron Mega Man. That would be pretty good. I'd be okay with that. Ryan here says, maybe for February, can you do audio commentary on My Bloody Valentine, 1981. The MPAA went hard on the censorship with that one. I don't know if you saw my response to you. I've never seen the original My Bloody Valentine, but I did go see My Bloody Valentine 3D with a coworker of mine back when that came out, back in the day. So I've never seen the original. Is it streaming anywhere I can get my hands on it? That's kind of a big thing for me right now. It's like, if it's streaming and I can get my hands on it, that makes it a lot easier. Like the movies that I'm going to be going after are all on Netflix right now. You know, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But if it's streaming, let me know. Why don't I do a review of Netflix with ads? Because I pay for that shit. McLeod says, I'm still holding out on a Metal Gear Solid game, film. Apparently Oscar Isaac, man. Apparently. Oh, Garrick brings up a movie I would love to see. Manhunt, directed by Eli Roth. I'll tell you this. Here's what I would love. Here's what I would love if they did with a Manhunt movie. They'd have to make it somewhat interactive. Okay. What I mean by that is, like, if you've never played Manhunt, I've only played it on the PS2. I have it on the PS4, but I bought it. I just never played it. But like on the PS2, you had your headset, and your headset would allow you to like make noise, and then that would attract over the bad guys and stuff. So then you could kill them. But while you're playing the game, Brian Cox, the actor from Succession and a bunch of other stuff, he's voicing the main bad guy. And he's in your ear saying things to you that you can't hear through the television, but you can hear it through your earpiece. And like, as you get closer to killing them, like the more brutal you get, the more it sounds like, if I recall, it sounds like he's like nutting. but then also Pigsy being the villain. Oh my God. Yeah. Manhunt would be fucking dope, dude. Eli Roth would knock it out of the fucking, would knock it out of the park. I think I'd be okay with that one here. All right, let's see. My Bloody Valentine is available on HBO Max, Hulu, Roku, Amazon Prime, Apple. Okay. There's a lot there to watch it there. Okay, great. A 1D here says, I would love a live action Hitman Agent 47 series on Netflix or Amazon Prime. Yes, I would as well. I would love that as well. I would love to see that. That would be great. Although they did just announce, IOI did just announce that the World of Assassination, Hitman 1, 2, and 3 are now just being condensed into Hitman 3, or like the World of Assassination bundle. It's all 3 games, all maps, one bundle, which is great. So I need to play. I was going through those again on Xbox Games Pass. So I need to get back into those once I'm done with The Witcher and of course Dying Light. A lot of games to get to here, folks. All right. We are 51 minutes into this thing. This has been a fun ass conversation. You guys, when you guys derail, we get into some good shit. That's why you guys are the best. You guys are the best because when we derail, it gets absolutely fucking fun. So, all right, why don't we talk about this here? We're talking about Avatar real quick. I know people out there, Matt, you're always talking about fucking Avatar. Because it's going on. Saying here that Avatar The Way of Water will pass Top Gun Maverick at the worldwide box office today. Currently $1,488 billion, man. That's going to be, dude, that's nuts. The movie's done so freaking well. It's amazing. And not only that just happened today as well, but he's been dropping hints, man. He's been dropping hints. So earlier today, there was a podcast or an interview in a French outlet called 20 Minutes. It says James Cameron says he's saving the best Avatar films for last, saying that 1 and 2 were an introduction, a way to set the table before serving the meal. And that also in Avatar 3, we're going to be exploring a new tribe called the Ash People. Now, there's a lot of people out there that have been trying to call out Avatar: The Last Airbender, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with it. But this is going to show the Na'vi in an entirely different light. So what I'm really thinking, this is going to be a cult. This is going to be like a warrior tribe. This is going to be something like the guerrilla warriors type stuff. That's going to be pretty crazy. And then, of course, obviously, we're going to go to Earth at some point in time. It's going to get fucking wild. It's going to get fucking nuts. We got 3 more Avatar movies to go. And that's going to be nuts. I know not everybody out there likes Avatar. I know it, but it is, again, I was just rewatching it last night and I was enjoying it again. I was just enjoying it. Like my kids liked it. It's just easy to get into. And I'm looking forward to going and seeing Avatar 2 again in theaters before it leaves IMAX or Cinemark IMAX or whatever. So, cause I'm gonna take my dad to go see it again because he wants to go see it again. So it's definitely a good thing. Music Man here's like, why don't people like Avatar? Well, people don't like Avatar, I think, because like they look at it as just being like, again, like a ripoff of Dances with Wolves or Fern Gully. It's a very minimalistic approach to talking about it. It's very like dismissive to the simplistic storytelling of man versus machine and like man versus nature and man versus man and the very simple thematic elements that James Cameron put into the movie. It's not meant to be deep. There's no real like homework needed to get into it, but there is actually a really interesting backstory there with Awa and the connection to the planet that the Na'vi and all other life forms have. So that is something worth, like, if they explain that more and you start getting into some of that deep lore with Avatar, there's a lot of very interesting stuff there. So it's going to be very interesting. Taylor here says, I'm seeing the new Avatar tomorrow. Nice. Let me know how you feel about it. See, John here says Avatar is weak on the story. I disagree. It's a setup movie. It's the first one is very isolated. It can be its own thing, but it's still a setup for what more is out there. All right. For like, we just need to know more about when the RDA came to Pandora and like how long they've been there and things like that. And that's what's going to happen in the video game. When the video game takes place in the year from when the RDA comes back to Pandora in the beginning of Way of Water, all the way to when the movie begins. So there's going to be a lot a lot of stuff there. Remix here says people who criticize Avatar for having a simple story but treat Star Wars like War and Peace have serious cognitive dissonance. I mean, you're not entirely wrong on that one. It's kind of a thing. Yeah, it's very simple stuff, dude. These are just stories, you know what I mean? So it's like the lore is there if you can go look for it, but the movie relies the spectacle serves as this it moves the story as well. So it's something there to think about. And Awanda here says, am I the only one who hates Dread's look on Jake? I mean, it's definitely kind of weird. You know what I mean? But like, imagine a white guy go into like Jamaican culture. You know what I mean? Like he'd end up just getting the dreads. After you're there for 14 years, you're like, fuck it. I can't get a haircut. I might as well make it work. You know, it is what it is. So Andrew here says James Cameron owes Kevin Costner like $1 billion. No, because even Kevin Costner adapted a novel. And exactly. Taylor here is right. A hero's journey is a hero's journey. Exactly. But all right, guys. So there's that we talked about tonight. Good on Avatar, obviously. And then, of course, we found this out today. Michael Giacchino is set to direct a reboot of Them for Warner Brothers. Now, if you don't know Them, I might have mentioned it a couple times on the show. Them is an old, I think it's like, it's 1954, right? It's 1954. The movie is about radioactive ants coming all the way. It sounds so dirty when I say it like that. They were coming, you guys. But you know, it's the U.S. military versus radioactive ants is really what it boils down to. That's really what it is. And Zachary here says, I never saw the original movie of Them. Do you recommend? Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes. When I was in high school, we ended up watching this movie in my film appreciation class. And it like stuck with me for like how fun it was. I just had a blast watching it. So here, I just grabbed this real quick. Why don't we just, we'll give this a quick watch. It's an old movie, so I'm not too worried about copyright here. But here we check out the trailer for it. Oops.
Will be extinct within a year. Of the President of the United States, stay in your homes. I repeat, stay in your homes. Your personal safety, the safety of the entire city, depends upon your full cooperation with the military authorities. Yes, cities, nations, even civilization itself, threatened with annihilation, because in one moment of history-making violence, nature, mad, rampant, wrought its most awesome creation. For born in that swirling inferno of radioactive dust were things so horrible, so terrifying, so hideous. There is no word to describe them.
We may be witnesses to a biblical prophecy come true, and there shall be destruction and darkness come up in creation, and the beast shall reign over the earth.
Yes, the earth, the skies above and the seas below, infested by swarms of nightmare creatures, crueler, deadlier than the armored giants of prehistoric eras. Here is a wild, headlong flight into terror as the desert erupts with the grim battle for survival. Here is a fear-frenzied moment of suspense as mankind totters before a thing that multiplies faster than it can be killed. Here is a desperate plunge into the black depths of the earth, where human courage challenges the brute force, the slashing jaws, the poison fangs that guard the subterranean nest where the beast spawns its terrible progeny. To all units, condition red, drain 267 is the target area. Repeat, condition red, drain 267 is the target area.
chance. It might poison the whole city.
I love this movie. It's like it's like, dude, radioactive ants in the desert. They go to Los Angeles and they make a nest in like the aqueducts of LA. It's great. It's such a fun movie. So yeah, Michael Giacchino is directing this. If you ever saw Werewolf by Night, obviously it's going to be pretty damn fantastic. Ryan here with the $5, thank you, buddy, says, yes, 1950s Cold War hysteria, where anything nuclear can turn any small creature into an 80-foot monstrosity. Hell yeah, dude. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Classic 1950s cheese. I mean, like, it's cheese to us now. All right, it's cheese to us now, but like back then it was a totally different beast, man. So yeah, you got it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I did see one that popped up here. Zachary for $5, thank you, buddy. Asking a little off topic, but would you want to see a Godzilla versus Gamera? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Gamera pop up. You know, gigantic turtle versus gigantic lizard. Why not, man? You know, hell yeah. Give me that thing down the road. I would just love to see them go a little bit further with the MonsterVerse than just like, you know, the typical ones. I want to see Mothra pop up a bit more again after King of the Monsters. Good stuff. But either way, I definitely want to give credit to anything Michael Giacchino does, I will support. Very big fan. So all right, guys, let's talk about the DC news of the night, because there's lots of DC news to get to. Today's been a kind of a weird day for that. A lot of stuff going on. So this article dropped today in Variety. It dropped this morning, really, and I just thought it was really funny because, of course, as we're seeing now, there seems to be a lot of heel turn against The Rock for some reason. A lot of kind of calling out some of the shit that he was involved in. And again, he's just a businessman doing businessman-y things, but there is some fuck ups here. There are some absolutely decent sized mess ups here. So, secret meetings, tequila, and Black Adam versus Superman. How Dwayne Johnson's bid for DC power flamed out. Sorry, I love doing the Robert Stack voice. All right, oh my God. From chaos comes order, to paraphrase Nietzsche. That's a great way to open an article. And that is certainly the hope in the new year when it comes to the DC Extended Universe, which endured the most tumultuous 12 months of any studio division in 2022. Amid the upheaval, the release plan for the upcoming Flash teetered following a series of arrests and meltdowns involving its star Ezra Miller. Closely guarded Aquaman deals points were made. Hold on here. Closely guarded Aquaman deal points were laid bare in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial, and the $78 million Batgirl movie was permanently shelved in post-production as a write-down. Oh, I thought it was $90 million, but now it's only $78. Is that with the write-down? Were they only able to write down $12 million off of all that nonsense? I mean, they got more than $12 million in bad press. Anyway, all that was just an appetizer for the executive shakeup that landed James Gunn and Peter Safran in the DC driver's seat. But perhaps nothing was as dramatic as Henry Cavill returning briefly as Superman in a Black Adam cameo, only to lose the gigs 2 months later. I mean, like, look, I shouldn't be laughing at that. I acknowledge that. I shouldn't be laughing at that at all. And it does really suck for Henry, and it does suck for the fans that were like really wanting to see it all come together, you know. And I get that. I totally get that. There are people out there that were desperate to see something, to see the Black Adam Superman movie. They wanted to see it. They wanted to see this become a reality. Never mind, you gotta love that this particular poster is a downvote. Subconsciously or consciously. Fan-made poster. I was trolling, discussing film with it the other day. But still, fans wanted to see this, or at least Henry Cavill fans wanted to see it, or maybe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson thought a little bit too hard in wanting to see it. I don't quite know. But what we're talking about here essentially is just that, like, it started to kind of fizzle out. So let's find out more. All right, as 2023 kicks off, DC bosses Gunn and Safran continue to sift through the rubble and will soon reveal their 3-year interconnected vision for the cinematic universe, which won't include Henry Cavill's Superman or Wonder Woman at all. But things could have gone in an alternative direction. Behind the scenes, a different group made a play for control of DC. Not long after the Warner Brothers Discovery merger closed in April, Dwayne Johnson had pitched CEO David Zaslav on a multi-year plan for Black Adam and a Cavill-led Superman, in which the two properties would interweave, setting up a Superman versus Black Adam showdown. Sources say Black Adam producers Hiram Garcia, who was Johnson's former brother-in-law, and Beau Flynn were part of the brain trust, looking to take DC down a new path. Other sources confirmed the meeting, but downplayed any discussion of Black Adam's future. And so one of the things I was saying as this whole thing was going on, I've said this quite a bit. If you guys probably know what I'm saying here, is that The Rock was trying to put his brother-in-law, his former brother-in-law, at the head of the table. That's what he was trying to do. He was absolutely trying to do that. And here, I'll show you. So Humberto Gonzalez tweeted this out. Hiram Turtle Garcia thought he could run DC. And this is what popped up today. And it's this is what was going on. They were trying to position Hiram Garcia to run DC films in order to make the big play for Black Adam versus Superman. That was where they wanted to build it off of. And the whole thing kind of failed. And we've talked a lot about that. And again, I'm not criticizing the movie, nor am I criticizing The Rock. Things just simply didn't work out that way. It was a power grab that failed to materialize. Going on here, the article says, although the move took place amid a power vacuum created as former DC head Walter Hamada and Warner Brothers film chief Toby Emmerich prepared to exit, it ruffled feathers internally, sources add, saying Dwayne went around everyone, which didn't sit well. Now, that's actually what he did. Because remember, he went to Hamada. Hamada had said no. We don't want to do that. Now, eventually, new Warner Brothers film co-heads DeLuca and Pam Abdi approved the Cavill cameo in Black Adam, despite the fact that Emmerich had made the call in 2018 to find another actor to don the red cape. So and this is what I've been talking about, and I keep reiterating this, and I know Snyder fans do not want to believe it because the Snyder Cut exists, but if you remove the Snyder Cut, if you take all of that away, and you just look at it from post-release of Justice League, fundamentally, the images of Superman and Batman as portrayed by Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck were fundamentally damaged by how bad that movie did. Wonder Woman barely scraped by. And as a result of that, we got Wonder Woman 84, which was already balls deep in pre-production by the time Justice League came out. And that just, it was bad. And that fundamentally damaged the character as well, to the point of where it's does anyone really want Gal coming back for a third film? Obviously, we don't want Patty Jenkins coming back because of how bad she borked the last one, because she had successfully negotiated in the fall of 2017 before the release of Justice League. She successfully negotiated a much larger payday and much more control over the Wonder Woman sequels and that particular brand because of the success of the first movie, which I do feel was largely influenced by Zack Snyder. Sorry, you can't look at the two movies and go, yeah, the same person directed these. I'm sorry. I just do not believe it in any way. All right. I'm sorry. I just don't. It's just, that's just my take on that one. Right. Anyway, so let's keep going. Pensionier says Wonder Woman Rapey 4. I mean, there's a lot there. There's a lot there to talk about. Apparently Spherical Man has a free member chat. Let me just go and find that real quick. Okay. So let it play catch up here while this thing goes on. Oh my God. I wish it would show me this stuff. It doesn't. All right. It's got to play catch up. We'll get to that here in a second. Sorry, buddy. I know, but let's get back into the article. All right. But Black Adam, which bowed October 21st, fizzled with a $391 million worldwide haul against a $195 million budget plus $40 million in reshoots. Wow. $40 million in reshoots. So the wow, I thought it was only $200 million. But it turns out it was $235, not including marketing. Oof. scuttling any plans for more outings for the lightning bolt wielding anti-hero and officially ending the Cavill Superman era. Cavill parted ways with his manager Johnson's ex-wife Danny Garcia this year, but a source says it was unrelated to the DC drama and she remains a strategic advisor to the actor. See, and we talked about that too. There was a report that came out from Puck News, Matt Maloney, that had said that that Henry Cavill had actually fired Danny Garcia, and a lot of people, definitely like we're trying to fight back against that, right? All right. Oh, the cat don't play for 12 months. Thank you. It says, meow, buddy, just meow. I'm stealed off that catnip. Thank you very much. I don't know what the fuck that means, but thank you very much. All right. You guys and your fun little games. But anyway, but this is, so if Cavill parted ways with Danny Garcia, that just makes all the sense in the world. And the pivot back over to Amazon for Warhammer now makes a lot more sense because he's kind of a free agent, if you will, in that regard, to not having a manager, but wanting to be more in control of his own life, I think. And I really do think that Danny Garcia dropped the ball for him. I think she really did. I think she fed him a lot of bad advice, and I think they were just trying to use him to prop up what their plan, and that failed. I mean, sure, a rising tide would have lifted all boats, obviously, but it still failed. This year. Okay, but anyway, a source says it was unrelated to the drama. Meanwhile, the Johnson-Warner's relationship was already wearing thin after Johnson pushed for a producing credit on the animated film DC League of Super Pets, which opened in July but did little to promote it. The actor also insisted on a tequila bar at the New York premiere of Black Adam featuring his Terramana brand, despite the film being rated PG-13. Here's the thing, and I talked about this earlier today on Twitter too. When they were promoting DC League of Super Pets, we actually watched a promotional video that The Rock put out where they did a family screening of Super Pets. And after it was over, they had like snacks and like Zoa energy drink and even a Terramana bar for the parents, which I always thought was really interesting. Like, why is it that you're doing this promotional event and you want to like get the parents drunk before driving their kids home? I just thought that was kind of weird. I understand why. It's like, oh, hey, the parents are here. Let's give them some of my booze. But again, it's all business. It's all business. And having a Terramana tequila bar at the Black Adam premiere. I mean, is it like, was it at the party? Was it like on the red carpet? Like, there's more details. Need to know about that. Another insider here says his demands increased and the returns just weren't there. And that's another thing that I've been saying. Right. It's another thing that I've been saying is that, no, not Bond, Benson. Aaron Taylor Johnson is now the one currently in the running with that one. No, I would drop the Bond conversation if I were you. Anyway, I'm kidding. So, but anyway, still box office analyst Paul, I don't even fucking know how to pronounce that, says Johnson found himself in a catch-22 with Black Adam. You can't have a more modest budget when this level of talent is involved. He notes Johnson's track record. Budgets are commensurate with the talent involved. Something with a low budget like Shazam is dubbed a hit because hits are based more on profitability. Shazam earned $366 million worldwide in 2019 off of a $100 million budget. Black Adam still managed to crack the box office top 10 for 2022. It did, but on the low end of that, on the very low end of that one. As for what else Gunn and Safran have planned for DC's future, sources describe it as broad, but not a blanket reset. At this point, nothing is ruled out. Given that Miller has stayed out of trouble since beginning mental health treatment in the summer, some executives are amiable to continue with the actor as the world-saving speedster after The Flash. You have Aquaman, Shazam, Blue Beetle, and Gunn's Peacemaker series for HBO Max all have a place at the table, or all could have a place at the table. Gunn and Safran, who were recommended by DeLuca, have the full backing of Warner Brothers Discovery top ranks, which means that even though some executives might be amenable to keeping with Ezra Miller, it is really going to boil down to how the audience responds to The Flash. And the thing with The Flash is that it has actually seen quite a bit of love from behind the scenes. They're talking quite a bit about how well The Flash has done. They're talking quite a bit about that. And so that ends up becoming the bigger issue here. That ends up becoming the subject of conversation. What is going to happen with the Flash? What's going to happen with Henry Cavill? What's going to happen with Gal Gadot? What's going to happen with any of these fucking people? Right now, really, only like one guy should know, and only one guy does know. And that, of course, is James Gunn, who today, home of DCU, put out a prompt talking about the thing, saying Variety reports that Wonder Woman will not appear in the first 3 years of the DCU at all. And then, of course, you know, you've got one person here asking James Gunn, please debunk this one. So James Gunn comes back and says, I hereby debunk it only because it's not true. Now, that has a lot of people talking about what to expect from this, right? About, oh, does that mean that Gal Gadot's going to be back? Does that mean that Gal Gadot is we're going to get another movie? What's going on? And that's what prompted me to change the approach to my episode tonight, was asking the question, can we trust him? Because he's saying this, but you also have to look at what he's not saying. And what he's not saying is that, he's not saying that she's out. He's not saying there's a new movie. He's just saying that's not true. So if you followed, and this is a potential spoiler for Shazam, if you have followed any of that information, we know that Gal Gadot had shot different cameo scenes. I think in like the summer of 2021, she had shot some stuff. There was a couple Instagram posts that came out that showed her in costume shooting something. So it's been rumored that she'll be in The Flash. It was rumored that she would be in Black Adam. That didn't happen. It's rumored that she'll be in Shazam. You know, it's rumored that she'll have different places to pop up. And so if she does appear in Shazam, or if she appears in The Flash, or if she appears in Aquaman, this is the first year of the new DCU. And this is where it's going to be definitely an interesting navigational way forward. And I say that because when you start to really think about how these things play out, it's like they have to find a way to work these properties into their 8 to 10 year plan. And James Gunn has said also that we're probably going to get the first leg of this plan, the first phase, if you will, probably before the end of the month. I'm hearing someone mention tonight, like next week could happen. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen. But what I also found it to be really fascinating about this was asking about Ezra Miller. Now I got to find out here if RJ, where RJ is on this. Here we go. Because RJ gets a lot of responses from James Gunn. James knows RJ, you can tell. So RJ asks, can you discuss at all the report from Variety in regards to Ezra Miller, the notion that your slate is only 3 years worth of projects? He says, I don't know what's out there about Ezra, but our slate is 8 to 10 years, but we'll only be announcing some of it this month. So here's the thing. I don't know what's out there about Ezra. Okay. I think we can acknowledge, I think we can really acknowledge at this point in time that James Gunn's full of shit on that front. All right. James Gunn is full of shit on that front because obviously the guy who's now in charge of DC Studios, the guy who is now co in charge of DC Studios that has to help oversee the release of these films, right? The release of Flash, Aquaman, Blue Beetle, Shazam 2, 4 movies this year he's got to usher out, as well as getting on the boots on the ground for filming Peacemaker season 2. He absolutely knows what has happened with Ezra Miller. There's no way to not know. He would have known about it from a year ago because it's been a year now, by the way, almost a year since Ezra started going all crazy in Hawaii. So yes, James is fully aware of that, but he's not going to say anything right now because he doesn't want to damage any kind of potential damage on the movie, right? Because he's got to make it work. So there's that. So right now, what we have to look at when we talk about James Gunn, we can take him relatively well at his word, but I think the thing to really consider here is the fact that he is also going to have to do what he can to dissuade people from taking the bait on a lot of this stuff, right? Dissuade people from really taking the bait on that. And so he knows how bad or how fast rumors can spread. I mean, this is what we talked about last night, that, you know, Deborah Snyder's not coming to save you, and how a lot of people were running this report coming off of a Facebook group called the Church of Snyder, saying that she secretly met with them to pitch a 10-project deal to wrap up the Snyderverse in 3 years. Bullshit, right? But we talked about that last night, and people want to believe it, so they keep running with it. They keep running with it. They keep running with it. They keep doing all of these things, and it doesn't work. So James is out there very much trying to do any of that stuff. He's out there trying to stop it, I should say. We'll have to wait to see if that actually has any impact, but anything on that front could happen. It will just be really interesting to see what they do as we go on. Benson here says, you won't see Miller anywhere in the upcoming promotion tour of The Flash. The press will rehash all the stories when it starts. DC won't keep them employed. I mean, they're not going to do anything. It's like if they boot out the main star of the movie that plays two roles in the film before the movie comes out, they're going to fuck themselves. But Michael Keaton is going to end up taking the brunt of that press tour 100%. So I feel like that's what we're going to see with that one there. But all right, real quick here, a couple quick supers to get to. All right, this is here says the original black and white Twilight Zone is still the best sci-fi show ever made. I don't disagree. What Rod Serling did with the original Twilight Zone is amazing, and they have not been able to recapture it in either like the early 2000s, 90s reboot, and then the one they just did with Jordan Peele. Yeah, you can't. No, Rod Serling or nothing. Command you here for 5. Thank you, buddy. It says, them reminds me of a 40K book called Outgunned that follows a propaganda filmmaker in his attempt to film the air war between the Imperium and the Orcs. Interesting. A propaganda filmmaker in the 40K universe. That's so weird. I mean, based on everything we've seen, that to me just comes across as very odd. Not in a bad way, just in like a, whoa, that is new. Rod Serling. Thank you. Serling, not Sterling. Thank you. I know sci-fi fans stabbed me to death. I got that one wrong. Rod Serling. Rational asks, what if Gunn keeps Gal and Ezra? It will kill the new DCU. Or will it kill the new DCU? I don't think so. I don't see either of them staying. I really don't. I could see elements, like certain things, maybe. I think Gal has the best shot to continue. I think that after Aquaman 2, it's going to get reset. I think it's going to get recast. I have a feeling I tell you guys this right now. My feeling is Aquaman is going to jump back to June and Flash is going to jump to the end of the year. I have a feeling they're going to move Flash once more. And that I have a feeling that that's what they're going to do with that one there. So, you know, Miladin here says, it's too early for me to say if James Gunn is trustworthy. Zaslav, on the other hand, needs to stop removing content from HBO Max. Like, yeah, they do. I do feel that eventually they might try to, they're going to bring it back eventually, but I do think that they need to have a better conversation with people rather than like just kind of ignoring the animation fans, because that really is alienating a decent chunk of your fan base, like 100%. So, all right, guys, the last story of the night, I wanted to get into the THR article about The Last of Us, but we've already been going on for a while. I want to talk about Dave Bautista versus The Rock, because why not? We'll just keep going with this one here. So Bautista went through a long interview today with GQ magazine to put this one out. And he talked here first about like that he's done playing Drax after Guardians 3. And he says, I'm so grateful for Drax. I love him. I just don't know if I want Drax to be my legacy. It's a silly performance and I want to do more dramatic stuff. I would argue, like, again, Rian Johnson has come out in support of Dave Bautista as an actor. M. Night Shyamalan has come out in support of Dave Bautista as an actor. And I think Bautista is a fine actor. I think he did good in Army of the Dead even. I think he's a fine actor. And I really want to see him doing more dramatic stuff. Watch the opening of Blade Runner 2049, or, you know, and look at his performance in that one. And then what we're going to get in the upcoming Dune sequel, we're going to get a lot more out of him there. It's going to be good I think he's in the Dune sequel, but anyway, like I want to see him get something really good, really dramatic that he can dive into. And so this is the article here, that the Dave Bautista method. I really just wanted to focus on one specific passage here. Make sure I think it's this one right here. I had it and then I lost it. Okay. So talking about Batista says, this is not what Batista will be receiving anytime soon, more or less like slowing down, because 2023 is shaping up to be the biggest year of Batista's improbably exciting career. He's currently all over Netflix, stealing scenes as blowhard YouTuber Duke Cody in Glass Onion, the widely celebrated Knives Out sequel. Next month, he stars in the M. Night Shyamalan thriller Knock at the Cabin. May brings farewell to his Marvel Cinematic Universe in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and he'll cap off the year in November with the vastly expanded role in Dune Part 2. The sunglasses are going to be coming in handy. That run of projects obscures the fact that it would have been easy for someone with Batista's biceps and resume to settle into a string of mindless but lucrative action flicks. Instead, he spent the last decade carving out the weirdest, most artful filmography of any WWE alumnus, working with a murderer's row of Letterboxd-approved directors: Denis Villeneuve, Rian Johnson, Sam Mendes, James Gunn. He says, I never wanted to be the next Rock. He puts it plainly. I just want to be a good fucking actor, a respected actor. And he's goddamn right. That is a goal, and he nailed it. Because they go on to say he is that now. Not just not the next Rock, but a wholly new sort of action star. He's gotten there against incalculable odds, brawling through financial ruin, familial woes, prejudices against his former career, skepticism about his abilities, and of course, his own self-doubt. And he's done it by taking off his cap and sunglasses and staring straight into the spotlight. Not that it's gotten any easier. I'm afraid of things, Batista says. I'm nervous about things, but I can force myself to do things that make me uncomfortable because I know I'm not going to get anywhere if I don't. I may cringe after the fact, but I'm not going to let that fear hold me back. There's a lot more to this article in the GQ thing, but man, I just, I got a lot of respect. I got a lot of respect and a lot of love for Dave Batista. I really do. And also John Cena. I don't want to sit there and downplay either of them. I think they're both fantastic talents. I really enjoyed both the work that they've done. I feel like they've just put themselves out there, and they've also worked with directors that understand their capabilities of as being talent, and have absolutely worked with them. I've absolutely worked with them pretty well. Creator of Bricks here asks, I wonder how many times you've mentioned Dwayne Johnson in the last 8 months. I mean, you can look it up, man. It's there. It's all there. He was on the thumbnail originally for today, but then I changed it. So, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy that he's looking into that. Garrick here for 5. Thank you. Says, this is why I respect Batista more as an actor over The Rock. The Rock is more concerned about building franchises than making good movies. And Batista's the other way. Like, he understands what it's like to have nothing. He talks about this. Like, after he left the WWE, he burned through his money. They foreclosed on his house. He had to sell his cars and his bikes. He was not doing well. And then he ended up getting he was trying to not take these roles, but he ended up, eventually getting the job of Drax, and that drastically changed his life. And I think he did a great job in the role. I do agree that after the first Guardians, they kind of turned him into more of a jokey kind of character. Right. But like, I kind of miss like the real, like, heartfelt approach that he had in the first Guardians. He wants to avenge his wife and daughter. And that kind of like didn't really pop up quite a bit in the subsequent movies, but he still brought a lot of levity and brought a lot of heart. And you know what? I think he's been great in the role. So I really happy with that one there. All right. Rational for 5 says, will Gunn's DCU films require to release on streaming in 45 days? That's all an edict of whatever Warner Brothers Discovery is doing. I think if that's they're going to try to push it back as much as they can. But again, it all really depends on how profitable some of these movies are. Some of them simply aren't, and they just want to put it out there. I mean, like, they did that with Black Adam. They wanted to get it out they wanted to get it out before Black Panther, in order to make the money that they think they could make. Nearly 400 million worldwide. They put it on PVOD, which apparently was number 1 on iTunes for a couple of days, did pretty well there. And then they put it on HBO Max, and it was like number 1 on HBO Max. So they've done a lot with HBO Max. Like, they've done a lot to try to like hype this movie up, but it just wasn't enough. And so I think at the end of it, what's going to happen with the legacy of Black Adam is that more or less Dwayne is going to use it as a jumping off point for like the potentiality of other franchises. But I do believe that Vin Diesel is currently trying to mount a way for Hobbs to return for the final Fast and Furious movie. So there's that. 100%. Ryan here says, I would love to see what Dave Bautista has in store for his acting career. Yeah, man, totally. McLeod here says, Batista and by extension John Cena are 100 times the wrestler turned actors that The Rock could ever be. The Rock just cares more about his BS tequila and than any project that he hypes up. I mean, look, I know I criticize The Rock and I get a lot of shit for it. A lot of people bring it up all the time. Like, oh, you just want to talk shit. It's not so much that. Is that like, I think it's like holding his feet to the fire over being like, are you an artist or are you a businessman? And I think you can't really, like, in the way that he's going, it's very difficult to be both, to have one foot in each world. And I think he's letting go of the artistry in order to focus on the business. And I think the reason why is because I think he wants to be a billionaire. I think he wants to get to that the Trace Thomas category. I really do. But it's not going to happen right away. It's not going to happen for a while. And it's one of those scenarios where, quite frankly, his own ego has gotten in the way of his success. I agree with Ryan. I would rather be an artist. I mean, I would rather be an artist. Like, I was talking with a little movie perp earlier today, actually. And like, he's a filmmaker. He's done some stuff, that's for him to say what it is, but he's worked in the industry and we're just talking about it, and we're both joking about like getting a movie on Tubi would be an awesome thing right now. It's like not even trying to get it in theaters. It's trying to get a movie on Tubi. Even though Tubi is generally seen as being a place where shit goes to die, it's got so many eyeballs on it that like you can find something there. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's kind of where it's at. Like I don't want to say that's where true artistry goes, but it's definitely a place where you have the opportunity to I think really kind of get into some of that stuff. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's like, just, I think as far as like artistry goes, it would probably be more fun for me on that front to like actually like, yeah, just to go in and do all that stuff. Anyway, I know it's kind of crazy. But all right, here, what do we got? So we're kind of at the end here. It's about getting close to 11:30 and I've got to start winding things down here. Just because I got the kids to go to school in the morning. Of course, you guys know how it is being a parent. And I really hope my one child does not wake me up and then, want to hang out and talk while I'm trying to sleep. She did that last night. She's cute. She's great. I love her, but goddamn. So she slept in bed with me last night. She's 5. She falls asleep next to me, on the bed, which is fine. And then, so when I go to bed, I go to position her to like sleep comfortably so I can sleep comfortably. About 3:00 in the morning, I wake up and she's like kicking me square in the ass. She had twisted her body perpendicular and was now just kicking me because that's what children do. Zachary, I have not checked out that movie Witchboard. I think for right now, the movies I'm going to be checking out are like newer films and like what I can do with Podio commentary. But again, I think it'd be all crazy. Command Unit here for 5. Thank you, buddy. He says, I think you should listen to Outgunned on Audible. It's a self-contained story and very newbie friendly. It's basically a parody of Top Gun. Yeah, I will check I'll take a look at that actually. Let me see here if I could find something. He says Outgunned, huh? All right. I'm checking. Let me see. Outgunned. I have a feeling that's going to be the thing there. All right. What is it? Who's the author on that one, right? The Royal Marine Space Commandos 1 through 6. Okay. There's I don't know. Okay. Is it by Denny Flowers? Is that what it is? Okay. I think I found it. Okay. Anyway, so cool. And then here we go. Your Name for Valentine's Day. You know what? I could do you. Yeah. I mean, I got to watch it. You sent it to me. Definitely. I just got to see. Hold on here. Your Name Film Wiki. All right. Is there enough there for me to pull from with some data? I I gotta do some like background research on it. So I could find some stuff with that. It may not be a long episode, but I could probably dive in. All right, here guys. So at the end of the day, we're just gonna watch the Arma 3 Eden update, and then Ryan Hartwell sent a little animated movie to check out. If you guys are gonna bail, that's completely understandable. Do me a solid, hit the like on the way out. We had 145 people watching tonight, guys. Thank you so much for all that. Really appreciate it. You know what? You guys make HWAD Squad a lot of fun, and you know what? We do this because it's a blast. But let's go. All right. Arma 3, motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, Arma, I wish I had a better PC. My PC is like not in a good space. But all right, guys, real quick there. I'm just dropping the Discord link if you guys haven't already checked that out. There you go. Get into that one. All right. And okay, let me get the last one up here. So this one's like 9 minutes long, but you know, Ryan's got a really good pick for animation. I normally don't like to go this long, but Ryan has a solid, like he solidly gets
hey,
it.
hot
So
stuff.
here we go.
See something you like?
I think I lost my appetite. Why are you still here?
I think the more appropriate question is why are you still here?
Because you suck at your job?
I suck at my job? I suck at my job? Jonathan, do you really think I suck at my job?
This is Sock. He just killed his parents. In his sleep. Now, of course, most people would be perhaps a little shaken after having just accidentally sleep murdered their parents. But Sock was not most people. See, Sock had been struggling with the overwhelming desire to kill things all of his life. You could say he had some mildly homicidal tendencies. No, what made Sock so uneasy was what he'd have to do next.
Well, old friend, never thought I'd find myself at your business end. Last words, eulogy. I suppose it doesn't really matter. It's not like anyone's listening or watching me right now.
Welcome to hell. Would you like a hand?
Sure. Thank you, sir.
This is my office. Have a seat. Do you know why you're here, Mr. Sawachowski?
Because I killed my parents, killed myself.
Yeah, well, I'd kill my parents too if they named me Sock.
Where's all the brimstone and fire? Why am I not being tortured as we speak, suffering for all eternity?
Oh, don't sound so desperate, kid. See, I'm currently in the process of having hell renovated. Everyone's off the hook right now. The only one suffering is me. Would you look at this place? It's a frickin' mess. The gluttons and the lawyers are in the middle of what looks like a turf war. The murderers have been hanging out with the network executives. That simply can't be a good influence on them.
The murderers or the network executives? So, what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen is I'm gonna make you an offer.
Oh, you mean like a deal with the devil?
I mean like a job offer. Oh, come off it, Sawachowski. I already have your soul. You think I'm gonna challenge you to a fiddling contest or something? Anyway, the truth is, kiddo, you remind me of myself.
Yourself? But you're...
Mephistopheles. Please, call me Mephistopheles.
Well, as long as we're gonna be all buddy-buddy about it, you can call me Sock.
All right, Sawachowski, Sock it is. Okay, then, let me just pull up your file. You know, you'd think being on a separate plane of existence and all, we'd have something a bit more sophisticated than a file cabinet, but you'd be wrong.
Microsoft.
So, tell me,
That's
Sock,
cute.
how'd you get into the whole killing people thing?
Well, it's kind of personal.
I won't tell a soul.
Well, I mean, it's a long story.
Oh, I've got an eternity.
Do you ever plan to stop responding in clever puns?
When this place freezes over. Aha! Found it. Now, Sock, this demonary position I'm about to offer you is kind of a big deal. You'll be assigned to a human counterpart. It is your job to haunt, torment, pester, and be a general nuisance to this human until eventually he, punches his own ticket. We may be under construction, but we still have a quota.
You mean I get to kill people?
Not exactly. You get to help people kill themselves.
And if I decline your offer?
You won't.
Ah, well, I can't argue with that.
Your first assignment is in there. You work 5 days a week, 9 to 5, and you get weekends off. She only gives Sundays off, you know, and I'm the bad guy. She doesn't even offer dental. Hey, kid.
Why is he ignoring me?
'Cause he's disillusioned with humanity? I mean, he is a teenager.
Can he see me?
He can. They can.
Can he see you?
Nope.
Can he hear us?
He can hear you. You're talking to yourself.
What? Nuh-uh. He's wearing headphones.
What do you want?
I'm a demon, and I'm here to haunt you. Wait, that was terrible. Okay.
So you're really a ghost?
Demon, actually.
Huh.
You should probably just kill yourself. Plus, I've got this neat spooky hole.
Dude, I'm peeing.
What you listening to?
The Holla Soundbox?
Never heard of them.
Seriously? You're unbelievable.
You're late.
I hate you.
You wanna stick something in it?
Kinda. Later.
I just realized I can get into your house whenever I want.
So, how long has it been, Sock? A day? A month? A week?
I...
No, really, the concept of time is something you people made up. I really can't wrap my head around it.
Oh.
Anyway, the point is, I hadn't really anticipated this lasting much longer than like a student thesis film.
A what?
Never mind. So you're really taking your sweet time with this one, huh?
It's been kind of hard.
So, you're not cut out for it? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean...
So you're stalling because you like the guy?
No, it's not that.
Then what?
It's just that he doesn't even care. He's not affected. I pester him in class until he disrupts everyone. I make him uncomfortable while he's eating lunch. I harass him in the urinal.
Oh, yeah, I saw that little montage. Yeah.
I've got him passing balls to a ghost in gym class.
He's making passes at you?
Everyone's starting to think he's crazy, but it's just not getting to him. Why won't he notice me?
Why are you getting so bent out of shape about this? It's not like there's a deadline. I mean, it just has to happen eventually.
Well, what happens to him when I get him to actually do it?
Well, we're gonna need somebody to alphabetize the Hall of Crippling Phobias for the rest of eternity. Hey, he doesn't have a fear of alphabetizing, does he? Oh, that would be so good.
But what if I can't do it?
Oh, well then you're fired. That wasn't a pun. Well, see you later, Sock.
Jonathan, come on! A little death never killed anybody.
For the last time, stop talking to yourself and get out of my house.
Okay. I kind of lost me a little bit there towards the end, but it was cute. Ray, as you can tell, this part was made late in the semester. Yeah, I got that too. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It was cute. It was cute. Again, kind of lost me towards the end a little bit, but that's all right. I'm a little tired. But thank you very much for that, Ryan. On that note, guys, I think we're gonna wind it down. It is definitely an eventful stream. A lot of covering, a lot of stuff there discussed. But anyway, we'll be back on tomorrow night, talk about more stuff as per usual, because it's Hollywood After Dark, motherfucker. Yeah, be sure to slap the like, join the Discord. I don't know, do some stuff. All right, everybody, have a good one. Peace the hell out.